And we are good. So, hello everybody, and thank you for joining us for this, which is the third in our series of weekly interactive conversations on fraud prevention and education that we're co-hosting with our good friends over at the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. My name is Strat Maloma. I'm with AARP. I am also the AARP California lead for the AARP Fraud Watch Network, which is a free fraud prevention and education resource that's available to anyone. The network is all about helping communities learn how to avoid, identify frauds and scams through outreach, education, and information. So thank you for being with us. Today, we're going to be talking about investment frauds and scams, how they work, how we can stay protected from them. And we have our guests, Jackie Wiley, as well as Sally Westlake from the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation to answer our questions and to share some of the things that they're seeing in their work through their agencies. So I ask you, please help us make this an interactive conversation. Ask your questions, share your comments in chat, and at the end of the conversation, we'll do our best to answer your questions and provide you some information that we hope you'll be able to share with your communities and others who can benefit from it. So without further ado, let's welcome our guest. Jackie, Sally, would you welcome? Thanks for being with us. Would you care to introduce yourselves?
Okay, thank you, Strat, for another awesome webinar combination. My name is Jackie Wiley, and I am one of the targeted outreach specialists with the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. And since 2001, I have dedicated my work in the community, presenting on financial literacy topics to inform older adults on recognizing the warning signs of financial, investment, and mortgage foreclosure fraud and scams, while also empowering consumers of all ages to make informed financial decisions. And I'm servicing the Los Angeles County region.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today for Scam Chat Wednesdays. My name's Sally Westlake, and I am DFPI's Targeted Outreach Specialist for the state's Central Valley region. I started my career in state service 19 years ago, and for the last 15 years, I've been a part of outreach teams, educating consumers, older adults in the insurance and financial services industry. My focus is to inform the most vulnerable in our communities, avoid scams, and make choices that set them up for financial success. And I look forward to chatting with the audience.
Thank you both. Thank you both. Okay, Jackie, why don't you kick off, help us kick off today's conversation. For those who haven't been with us before, this might be their first time joining us. Can you tell us who the California Department of Financial Protection is and what it is that they do?
Absolutely. So I get the question all the time. No, we're not a new agency. You may have heard of us or the other name, which is the Department of Business Oversight. Our mission is the same, which is to help protect Californians from deceptive, abusive, and unlawful practices. We are a state regulatory and licensing agency with oversight of state financial institutions, products, and professionals, such as state chartered banks and credit unions, financial lenders, residential mortgage lenders and servicers, student loan servicers, payday lenders, broker dealers and investment advisors, escrow agents, and that's just a brief description. On the screen, you'll see our link there where you can go and get the full list of the industries that we regulate. We also partner with other state, local, and federal agencies to pursue legal actions against those doing business in an unlawful manner. So that's a good thing to know. And with millions of Californians falling prey to frauds and scams, it's more important than ever to learn how to safeguard and protect your personal and financial information. That's why Sally and I and our other targeted outreach specialists provide consumer awareness presentations to help protect consumers from frauds and scams. So that's kind of who we are in just a quick little brief overview. Strat.
Thank you very much. Excellent overview there. It's good to know what agencies are out there to help us in these issues. So today we're talking about investment frauds and scams. Can you tell us what that is and how it works?
Yes. Next slide, please. So I got this definition from the FTC's website. How does an investment fraud and scam work? And an investment fraud happens when people try to trick you into investing your money. It could be an opportunity of a lifetime. It could be, investing your money in stocks, bonds, notes, commodities, currency, or even real estate. But what also happens is an investment scammer lures you in with promises of teaching you how to make a lot of money quickly, easily, and they always say with low risk, and they promote big payouts. And one of the words that they use is guaranteeing you returns. The word guarantee right there for me is a red flag sign, because I don't believe anybody can guarantee me anything. So I think it's very important that you always be suspicious of any investment opportunity, especially when you're receiving a phone call and you can't wait, or you have to make the decision right now, and they're promising you high returns with little or no risk. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is and might likely be a scam. Next slide. How are people falling victim, or how you can fall victim to an investment scam? Well, by association, affiliation with a specific ethnic community, organization, or social group. And I put that there because we tend to not do our homework or verify the information if the information is brought to us by someone that we trust. Just like I said, you were told from a friend, a relative, or someone with some quote unquote investing experience. And one of the main reasons is that you didn't verify your information before moving forward with the investment. So again, don't allow someone to persuade you into making an investment opportunity before you do your homework. Sometimes investments seem to be going well, and we've had this instance. You're getting what was promised to you until the day comes when you stop getting that return, or you're no longer getting the check that you were promised that you were going to get every single month. And you go to follow up to find out what is happening after a certain amount of months. And what's happened? The phones are disconnected. So a rule of thumb is to never put all your eggs in one basket. And here's a reason why. One of the problems is there's a 4-year statute of limitation on securities investment fraud. And it takes a long time to investigate, build a case, and bring criminal charges forward. But we continue to work on restitution for the investors. But unfortunately, I have to say, usually the money is long gone and there are little to no assets to recover from. So investors can easily lose their homes or even their life savings. Strat?
Thank you very much, Jackie. That's really good to know. So can you give us an example of what are some common investment frauds out there?
Yes. Next slide, please. So here's a list of some of the common scams or the common investment scams. You have affinity fraud, investment in real estate, Ponzi schemes, bait and switch. The list is posted for you. So I'm going to talk about affinity fraud and investment real estate in just a minute, but just to give you an overview of what a Ponzi scheme is, and you've probably heard of it. It's you buying into an investment, and you won't climb up the ladder per se unless you start bringing in other investors underneath you. So that is a pyramid / Ponzi scheme. A bait and switch might be something where you see an advertisement, let's just say for ABC phone company, and they're offering one thing, but when you go down or you make the phone call, the switch is that, oh, well, that ended already, or you don't qualify. That's a bait and switch. So don't always believe the advertisement, and again, do your homework. Next slide. So I want to talk about affinity fraud, and this is a case that the department handled and is still handling. A lot of people haven't heard of the term affinity fraud, and what that is, it's investment scams that targets groups based on similarities within a group link, a religion, a race, your age, or a social group, and especially the elderly, professional groups. And what that boils down to is, for example, if all of us that are on this call today, let's say, are in a particular association, so we all know one another, And of course, I'm going to trust you. You're going to trust me because we've been in this association. We've been friends for a number of years. So your motive may not be, of course, to defraud me, but whomever I spoke with about an investment and I bring it to the group, you're more likely not going to verify the information because it was somebody that you trusted and are familiar with. So the rule of thumb there is to not only just continue to trust the individual because you know them or you're affiliated in some type of way, but to still do your own homework. So one of the examples I wanted to share with you, right before the pandemic hit, we shut down an investment fraud scheme that allegedly collected more than $30 million from illegal land sales and other charges associated with a resort-style living community in the middle of nowhere in a desert in Southern California. This scam targeted Filipino, Chinese, and Spanish-speaking communities with high-pressure sales tactics and false promises. More than 2,000 investors were persuaded to pay up to $30,000 each for a parcel of land. Nothing was ever developed, and that is an actual picture being shown. Another example is a company started by selling bogus Medi-Cal insurance type products to Filipino seniors. And then because they had hundreds of seniors' contacts info at their fingertips, they preyed on them to buy shares of a resort condo on a stretch of beach in the Caribbean. The problem was that the resort didn't exist. So again, the affiliation there is you're trusting and not doing your homework, and they prey on that sort of thing. Next slide. Another thing that I wanted to share is real estate investment seminar scams. So, just going to say during the pandemic, when it hit, there's a lot of people who became entrepreneurs by default, let's say, they started attending in-person and online seminars about how to invest in real estate. And it's always the promise of a risk-free training business coaching system. So online courses, fast making money schemes have heightened since the pandemic, and lots of folks again became entrepreneurs because they were probably seeking to make extra monies. I want to just say this: don't be convinced by ads and success stories of people, and here's why. Scammers say you can earn big money fast, regardless of your experience or training. They also promise that the deal is a sure thing that will give you security for years to come. Scammers say you rake in the money by working part-time or at home. They also promise you'll be coached to success each step of the way. And sometimes there's little to no coaching at all with little success. Scammers claim the program worked for other participants, including the organizers. And it may have for a few people, but most people never make their investment back. What the DFPI is seeing: bullying, flipping, selling real estate cases. There were groups in Orange County who were told that because they were already residents of a specific community, they were going to be given a special opportunity to invest in their elite real estate group. The problem was that the seller put all the money in his own name, not the investors, and took off. So again, just because someone is professing that these things will work, guaranteeing you this or guaranteeing you that, do your homework and don't settle for what they are saying. Strat, back to you.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Wow, that's really a lot of great information, and really scary to think how easily folks could get could get either scammed or defrauded during an investment. So let me ask, if a would-be investor is thinking of investing with somebody, how can they go about making sure or verifying that the person that they plan to do business with is properly licensed to manage their investments?
So because first and foremost, you need to be licensed to sell securities in California with either DFPI with DFPI us on a state level, or the SEC, which is the Securities and Exchange Commission on a federal level, here's how you can verify. You can contact us by going to our website or calling our toll-free number and speak to an in-live representative. Verifying your information is the utmost important. So you can visit FINRA, which is the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, by going to their broker check. So if you're going to be working with a broker, you can go online or you can call them. And then here's the information for the federal level, which is the Securities and Exchange Commission. And you can check and verify about an investment advisor and see their disclosure information. And if you're on the outside of California, you can contact your state securities regulator. But always be suspicious of any investment opportunity that promises a high return with little or no risk. So doing your homework, contacting the DFPI, verifying all information is imperative before you engage in business. Because remember what I said earlier, that it's really hard to get your money back, and think about whether you can afford to lose what you put in, Strat. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Jackie. I guess it's that old adage that if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Absolutely.
So, yes. Let me welcome Sally. Sally, can you tell us about maybe some other common investment fraud and scams that you're seeing out there?
Yes, Strat. Unfortunately, there are still more common investment scams out there. So we all want to be in love, right? Have a partner by our side. Well, the most recent report by the FBI said romance scams are on the rise. And last year, over 3,000 Californians fell victim to online romance scams, losing a total of nearly $184 million. The most vulnerable to fall victim to these romance scams are people over the age of 60. These scams take place mostly on dating apps, social media, or through other websites involving scammers forming fake romantic relationships, or through other form fake romantic relationships with victims in order to manipulate them and take their money. Often these money payments take place in the form of cryptocurrency or gift cards. So millions of people every year use dating apps or social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat to make connections and find love. But sometimes all they end up with is a broken heart and an empty wallet. Scammers are now using cryptocurrency to steal monies. One example is you meet someone online and they tell you how well they've done investing in cryptocurrency. They show you copies of their statements. They might even have you open up a real account with a small sum of money. Then they send you a link to another site, okay, and encourage you to start investing larger sums of money. They'll send you fake account statements, making you think your investments are growing. And after they've gotten you to invest all of your money into this fake account, poof, the scammer is gone and so is your money. That link they used, the link that they wanted you to open the account with, was a fake link. It went to scammer's account and all they did was produce fake statements, making you think your investments were growing. So what can you do to protect yourself? Be careful about what you post and make public online. Verify the person that's contacting you, verify their photo, and to see if it's been used elsewhere. Try a Google image search to see what comes up. Ask a lot of questions. And beware if the individual seems too perfect and quickly asks you to communicate with you more directly or asks you to meet up in person, which sounds great, but they always come up with an excuse about why they can't meet with you last minute. Beware if the individual attempts to remove you from your friends and family, and beware if the individual requests inappropriate photos or financial information. And as a general rule to avoid scams of any kind, never send money to anyone you've only communicated with online or by phone. Next slide, please. Every year, the SEC receives thousands of complaints describing a scam called an advance fee fraud. Advance fee fraud gets its name from the fact that an investor is asked to pay a fee up front in advance of receiving any proceeds, whether it's money, stock, warrants, in order for the deal to go through. The bogus fee may be described as a deposit, underwriting fee, processing fee, administrative fee, even commission, regulatory fee or tax, or even an incidental expense that fraudsters may guarantee that they're going to repay you later. Sometimes advance fee frauds brazenly target investors who've already lost money in investment schemes. Fraudsters also often direct investors to wire advance fees to escrow agents or lawyers to give investors comfort to lend an air of legitimacy to their schemes. The variety of advance fee schemes is limited only by the imagination of the fraudsters who offer them. They may involve the sale of products or services, the offering of investments, lottery winnings, found money, or many other opportunities. Frequently, fraudsters will offer common financial instruments such as bank guarantees, old government or corporate bonds, medium or long-term notes, standby letters of credit, and maybe even proof of funds. Clever con artists will offer to find financing agreements for their clients who pay a finder's fee in advance. They require their clients to sign contracts in which they agree to pay the fee when they're introduced to the financing source. Victims often learn that they are ineligible for the actual financing only after they've paid the finder fee according to the contract. So remember, don't sign anything you don't understand. Next slide, please. So another type of investor fraud is predatory lending scams. So predatory lending is any kind of financial lending that convinces a borrower to accept unfair terms through coercion and deception. So this kind of lending benefits the fraudulent lender, not the borrower. Examples can include steering borrowers towards interest rates that far exceeds the lender's risks, charging excessive high fees and commissions, persuading a borrower to repeatedly refinance the loan in order to charge high points and fees each time the loan is refinanced. It's also called loan flipping, or misrepresenting the loan's terms and conditions, or requiring high-cost credit insurance. So predatory mortgage lending takes place when a lender entices and assists a borrower into taking out a mortgage that carries high fees, high or variable interest rates, drains the borrower's equity, or negatively affects the borrower's credit score. Worst case scenario includes unwittingly signing over the deed to your house for a promise of debt rescue or cash that never comes. When you're in need of credit, it can be easy to fall victim to predatory lending scams, whether demanding an exorbitant interest rate on a payday loan, taking your car title as collateral, or pushing a bigger mortgage than you can afford. There are many ways unscrupulous lenders try to take advantage of our borrowers. Next slide, please.
So Jackie, thank you very much. It's really disheartening to see just how many investment frauds and scams are out there. But as I always say, you know, the more we have information about how we can stay protected from them, the more we can stay protected when the time comes that somebody tries to perpetrate one of these scams for us. So talk to us a little bit about things that we can do to protect ourselves from investment frauds and scams.
Yes, Chad. So what can we do to protect ourselves as investors? The vast majority of investment opportunities are legitimate, but you have to know that there are fraudsters out there lurking in the shadows. So it's important to stay informed of the latest investment scams and to actively look for red flags to make sure you're not the next victim. So here are some red flags to watch out for. First, unlicensed investment professionals. Make sure they're registered to offer securities with the state. So you can do that through us at DFPI, as Jackie mentioned. Another red flag is aggressive sellers who may provide exaggerated or false credentials. Again, verify that they're properly licensed. Don't believe everything you're being told by the seller. Don't assume the solicitor is who he or she claims to be. Another red flag is offer that sounds too good to be true. I saw a comment in the chat that also said they were almost a victim of fraud, and it had to do with the offer that sounded too good to be true. It probably is. Trust your instincts. take the time to do your own research on the investment's potential. Ask the promoter whether and how much he or she's being paid out to tout that opportunity. Get offers in writing and save a copy for your records. Another red flag, risk-free investment opportunities, that there's no downside. Oh, you can't lose your principal, it's risk-free. All investments have some form of risk. Consider that risk. Hey, can I afford to lose this money? Promises of great wealth and guaranteed returns. Nope, don't fall for it. Request written financial information such as a prospectus, annual report, offering circular, or financial statements. Then compare the written information to what you were told. Another red flag, everyone is buying it pitches. Kind of like Affinity Fraud. Everyone in the community is doing it, so it must be good. Never invest solely on what you read, word of mouth, or what's advertised. Independently research all that information. How about pressure to invest right now? Over-the-top sensational pitches that make fake testimonials. Another red flag to look at is unsolicited pitches seeking to obtain your personal information. If it's over the phone, hang up, or better yet, don't answer the phone. Don't click on any text, open email attachments from someone you do not know. Last red flag to look out for is when you're asked to pay for investments by credit card, gift card, or wiring money abroad or to a personal account. We say it over and over again. If it involves a gift card, it's most likely a scam. No real investment professional will ever ask you to send money to a personal account. Next slide, please. So Jackie mentioned this before, but I want to say it again. Please verify before you invest. Start with us at DFPI, then go to FINRA and SEC. Always be suspicious of any investment opportunities that promise a high return with little or no risk. Again, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is, and is highly likely to be a scam. Next slide, please. So here's how you can contact us. Here's our website at dfpi.ca.gov. You can call us at our toll-free number. And again, Jackie mentioned we have a live call center with wait times less than 5 minutes, and also available is translation services. So please reach out if you have any questions before you sign that contract. We also have an email to our outreach email box, so that if you'd like a presentation for your group or organization, please let us know. Or if you'd like us to participate at an event, stay in touch with us. Subscribe to our newsletter and follow us on social media. Jack, back to you.
Jackie, thank you very much. A lot of wonderful and useful information shared there. Before we go to questions from our audience, I just want to let folks know that we will be having another conversation like this next week, titled Financial Empowerment, same time Wednesday next week on August 31st. To register, simply visit us at the website on the page. And also, if you have questions about the topic ahead of time, feel free to email those questions to us ahead of time to conversations@aarp.org so that we can answer those questions for you during our next conversation next Wednesday. And if you do need to reach us at the AARP Fraud Watch Network for any kind of question, feel free to visit us on our website or call us at 877-908-3360. I'll share this information a little bit later on in chat. So let's come to our audience and see what questions we have. I'm going to look in chat real quick and invite anybody who has a question to please take themselves off mute and come on and share your questions. I see Maria Gregovia is with us. Maria, hi, how are you? Please feel free and unmute yourself and share your comment or ask your question. Maria, are you on? Are you with us?
I'm here.
Hi, Maria. Thanks for being with us. Good to hear from you again.
Hi, Scott.
Hi.
I'm fine. No, it can, what it taught me was it can happen to any of us. It was a solicitation that looked really, it was an affinity scam. it looked really promising, but I had a lot of questions and I couldn't get the right answers. So I kept asking and it looked, and then I had to report them because it looked really horrible.
Mhm.
So Maria, how were you approached with this scam?
Oh,
By
okay.
email?
First it was email and it was an association, through my work. And so that got my attention, but then I read it. I'm like, oh, this is too good. This is too inexpensive. And how can you offer all these features? And they were trying to, one person tried to talk me into it. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm doing my own research. I'm
Good for you.
contacting people I know in those departments to verify. And so I'm glad I did that. But
Yes.
I could have just thrown it in the garbage. That would have been easier if I just disregarded it. But it bothered me so much. So I'm going to report it.
So Maria did all the right things,
Thank you.
right? Now, what happened was somebody either in the association gave out the mailing list of their members or it was stolen. And so she did the right thing by asking all the questions. First, it sounded too good to be true, which was a red flag. And then she kept asking questions. Wait a minute, this isn't right. She kept asking questions. And even when she was approached by another member that said, hey, this is good, you should do this, she said, no, I'm going to do my own research. And finally, she reported it. That's the last step, is reporting it. And you can report it to, you can report any type of scam to the Federal Trade Commission. You can also start with us at DFPI. And then you can also check again their license information through the SEC or through FINRA. So Maria, kudos to you. And thank you for sharing.
Absolutely, really wonderful thank you for doing that and for being diligent to catch that and also for sharing your experience. Let's take another question from Cynthia. Cynthia, I'm going to invite you to come off mute and share your experience or ask your question about researching financial advisors. What would you like to know, Cynthia? Are you there?
I'm here.
Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Well, I don't have an actual financial advisor, but
Oh, you went
You're
on
on mute again.
okay, how's that?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, well, I don't have an actual financial advisor, but I was thinking of looking for one. And I was just wondering, where do I go to maybe research? I've talked to friends who have financial advisors, that I can only go by what they tell me. I don't know if their advisor would be a good fit for me and that sort of thing. And I'm just sort of in the dark and, I just don't want to ask a friend and then go with that person because that may not be good for me.
So the first step I would recommend is going with a referral. Having your friends recommend their financial advisor that they're comfortable with, that have done good work for them, whatever that might be. But then you're going to actually interview the financial advisors. You want to interview a good number, 3, 4, whatever, okay, time that you need, but you're going to interview them. You're going to call them up and ask for a meeting without providing too much financial information with that financial advisor. What you're looking for is a fit. How comfortable are you with this person? Are you comfortable enough to give them your money? Because that's what you're doing with a financial advisor. You're entrusting a professional to look over your money, to look over your assets, whether it's your retirement assets, right? And they have to understand what your risk tolerance is, what your financial goals are. And so that takes an interview, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 interviews.
Well, okay. Maybe I have the names of 2 people. I don't know that I can go as far as interviewing 3 or 4. But how would I find out their credentials, their qualifications. Have they ever been in trouble with, have legal troubles, things like
Yes.
that?
You can do that with us as well as FINRA and then
right.
FINRA, okay? But then what you're going to do is you can have them also, the financial advisors, send you their credentials. I mean, where did they, how long have they been in the business, in the industry, as well as what kind of education and schooling do they have? So you get their background information that way directly from them. And then you're going to check also their licensing status and see if they've had any problems, right?
And I guess by asking them to give me their qualifications, the credentials, educational background and all that, that could be all made up. But I guess if they have a license, you say I can follow up with that, but who do I follow up with? What do I do with the license number? Where do I go?
Jackie, you want to?
DFPI or FINRA. And I want to just say this, you said something that's very important. Even though they may be properly licensed, you want to know any disciplinary actions. And even if you are going to take the referrals from your friends, what is working for them may not work for you. Why don't you compose a list of questions that you would want to ask when you are interviewing the advisor? That's first and foremost. And the other thing is, I find that when you are going to inquire to someone else, ask them, how long have you been working with this person? Are you satisfied? Things like this. But again, keeping in your mind that because they're satisfied doesn't necessarily mean you may be as well. So it's your gut feeling, your comfortability when you are talking to an individual, okay?
Okay, great, thank you.
You're
And I
welcome.
think it's also important to have a list of what your priorities are, what you want to get out of the investment, whether you're planning for this for long term or whether it's kind of a short term thing, and to see how the investor advises you on that. So let me ask Jackie, Sally, I hear often people talk about a free lunch investment seminar. Can you tell us a little bit of what that is in case some of the audience here get invited to it, what they should be thinking about?
Go. The meal is free, and the meal is usually good. I've gone to some kind of like as an undercover person, and one of the things that I find, because people are so caught up with the fact that they're been invited to Black Angus or to a nice restaurant for a free meal, you know how when you come into the conference room, there's a sign-in sheet. And they're asking for your first name, your last name, your address, your phone number, all of this personal information. You don't need to provide all of that just to say that I'm here in attendance. Put your first name and just go and have a seat. So, and then another thing is, when you're there, their job is to make it look good, to sound very convincing for you to buy into whatever it is that the seminar is about, okay? So remember, you don't have to sign any documents. You can get their card, their information, and then do your due diligence by doing your homework and verifying their information, because just because they're holding a seminar and conducting one doesn't always mean that they're legitimate. So you do your homework, and if you're interested, you make the call. Because if you put your phone number and your address, they're likely to pop up and say, hey, I saw that you attended my seminar the other night. I was in the area and I just wanted to sit down and talk to you. Do you have some time? Now they're on your territory. They become, looking around and can say, oh, I see that your son was in the service, and my son was too. It's to gain your trust. So when they're on your territory, you be very careful, but you initiate the contact with them, okay?
Great, good advice. Don't want them using high pressure tactics. Sally, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, so I think a lot of these real estate or any trust mills, any free lunch seminars that pop up, if you can walk away from it saying no, then go and get your free lunch. I get those, offers in the mail, okay, weekly. But if you can't say no, if you can't leave a seminar, if you're that type of person, we all know who you are, right? If you can't say no, then it's probably best you don't go, right? First and foremost. But these type of seminars, there's two ways, okay? They benefit from that free lunch they're giving you. One is to sell you whatever it is that they're selling. It could be real estate. It could be the training session. It could be that trust, okay, making a estate plan trust. It could be any of those things. But what you have to remember is that they have people in the audience, right, that are going to get the group hyped up. They're going to say, oh, yeah, I need a trust. Oh, yeah, I've worked with Joe and he's been great. And they try to build that momentum within that audience so that it's really hard for you to say no, especially when they're selling a training session. And everyone's lining up saying, oh, yeah, I want to buy, I want to know how to flip a house. I want to know how to make money in real estate. So I'll pay, this first seminar was free, but I'll pay the $2,000 for that training to make money in real estate. And you see people lining up and you start to get excited and you're going, wait, I want to do this. I don't want to miss out. That's what they're relying on. Second, okay, the way they make money is by inviting you to this free lunch is collecting your personal information, just like Jackie mentioned. They want to gather as much information from you, whether they do come back and solicit you later, or they sell your information. So very important, do not give them any personal information. Like Jackie said, collect whatever it is that they're selling, whatever information brochure that they have, take it with you. And then you can make an informed decision after you do your independent research to see, is this something you need? Is this something you want to do?
But before you make that decision, verify their information. Like Sally said, don't rely on the reaction of the participants in the audience. There's somebody on this call that I want them to unmute themselves, but I'm not going to call her out. When you said, if you can't walk away, don't go. And I think that maybe she was like saying, oh, that may be me.
Well,
I'm not going to call the person out.
Remember years ago, those timeshares. Okay, remember you have to sit through, you can get a free, stay at the hotel 2 days, 2 nights, a week, or whatever, but you have to sit through these high pressured sales tactics. And it was a lot of people who just couldn't say no. Okay, if you can't say no, you're better off not going.
That's very good advice. But I do want to invite folks, if they do have a question, please just take yourself off mute. We have our experts here, Sally and Jackie, to answer your questions. And provide information for yourself or for anybody else. So please feel free to ask your question. Sally and Jackie, I think Jackie, you touched upon it earlier when you talked about losses. So, and I think being that investments is such a big part of our retirement planning, if somebody does lose money through an investment, can you talk a little bit about the chances of that money coming back, them getting that back?
That is the sad part about it and the hurtful part, because prior to me doing outreach, let me just say, I was on the front line doing the consumer calls in the enforcement division. And to hear an older adult or an individual indicating that they made an investment because they trusted someone via phone call, with the pressure of them buying into this wonderful opportunity and losing millions of dollars or their investments, their homes. It's very heartbreaking. And I have to tell you that 9.9% of the time, you're not going to get your money back. You know, one reason is people don't report it. So if we don't know about an individual or professional or someone who is soliciting, we can't do anything about it. Number two, that's why it's always important for you to ask yourself questions. You know, can I afford to lose what I'm about to invest? That is a big question to yourself. And the saying after that goes, you know, never put all your eggs in one basket for situations like this. Thirdly is the fact that you receive a call and you don't do your homework, you're pressured into, if you don't make the decision right now, you know, the opportunity is going to go away. That is a red flag sign, because the opportunity will be there or should be there tomorrow or the day after. There's a 4-year statute of limitation for people to file complaints should they have been involved in an investment fraud and lost money. And a lot of times people, you know, go over that because they're embarrassed and, you know, they don't know what to do. So please know that it's very hard to get your money back, and it takes a long time to build the case against the individual or the company, which means that the money is already spent. They're living a lavish lifestyle with the investment from your money, and it's gone. So these are things, this is why the seminar is important today, for you to learn to those things. Yeah.
Thank you, Jackie. Sally, anything to add to that?
Well, I think Jackie covered the end part of it, but I want to go back to the beginning. I want to remind our audience that seniors are just the largest target of scams and frauds. That's just a fact. Let's look at why. Why are seniors such big targets of frauds and scams? Because you've accumulated wealth. Whether it's equity in your home, your retirement plan, okay, but you've accumulated money, and these scams, fraudsters, want a piece of your money. So they will do anything they can, whether it's phishing, vishing, sending you out text emails, Affinity Fraud. They will do whatever it is they can to try to take a piece of your money through these scams. And they're very good at what they do. So you need to protect yourself by first not answering calls from numbers that you do not recognize. If you happen to get on a phone call with an unsolicited person, hang up. I know older adults are just too nice, and you just let the scammers talk on. And what happens is they're very good at what they do. And the longer you're on the phone with them, the more information they're going to gather from you, whether it's your family situation. You're just going to keep talking and say, oh yeah, my nephew visits once a month, but the rest of the time I don't have any visitors coming. And so, you know, our older adults are just too nice. They don't know how to say no, but I'm going to give you permission to just hang up that phone. Say no, thank you, and just hang up that phone call. All right. So just knowing that, older adults or senior community are the largest target of scams and frauds, you have to do everything you can to protect yourself.
And let me just say one thing, excuse me, on top of that. They are so good where you can pick up the phone and they might say, hey, Jackie, how you doing today? You remember me? It's Sally. And we talked at length last week. I'm calling to just check on you. So if you are an older adult and you just don't even remember, and you don't have to be an older adult not to remember who you talked to yesterday or the week before, you might say, oh, I don't really remember. And then they're going to continue that story, you know, to become your friend and, you know, oh yeah, this or that. So if you don't remember, trust that and just hang up the call.
Great news. So being that there's so much risk out there, and it's always good to know who folks can turn to if they need help. Can you tell us how your agency can help if somebody does find themselves in that situation?
Well, first and foremost, you need to contact us through our toll-free number and get a complaint form. We can walk you through it, or you can have one mailed to you. But what's also important that has to go along with the complaint form is you need supporting documentation. You know, if you have their statements, if you have what was promised to you, what was the investment supposed to do for you? You need supporting documentation as well. So give us a call. The toll-free number was provided as well as our website. Mhm.
Thank you. Okay. Anything that you care to add, Sally?
Oh, sorry, I am typing a response that asks if we can do in-person presentations at a senior center. I'm typing in there, yes, please contact us at outreach@dfpi.ca.gov. That's our email address to our outreach team. And sure, we can schedule an in-person presentation, teach our seniors, and we do a whole series called Protect Yourself from Fraud presentation for seniors and older adults. So we'd love to participate. Please contact us.
Great. And I think we have time just for a few more questions. So let me ask this question. Until I think you touched upon it about statutes of limitation. If somebody finds out they have been, they have been a victim of fraud, or they suspect of investment fraud, how long can they really wait before it's kind of too late for them to report?
Well, the statute is 4 years, but it can also depend on if the department is aware that this company or individual has been in the act of defrauding and maybe building a case. So the more complaints that we get in, the better the case can become. But an individual should, if they're feeling like something is not going right, like I said earlier today, you can make an investment and things are going wonderful for the first year or so. And then all of a sudden that return that you were getting every single month as promised has stopped, or it's dropping low. You call them and say, hey, what's going on? I didn't get my return this month. What's going on? So when things start going awry, you need to file the complaint then, and that's one of the things that we find people don't do. They wait until you call and one day you can't get connected because the number is disconnected. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I would like to comment on that, and that is, do not wait. Call, research, file a complaint, report the fraud. Whatever it takes, do it promptly, do it now, and don't wait. Mm-hmm. Now, you have to know investing means there's risk. There's inherent risk. So just because you lost money by investing doesn't mean it was necessarily a scam. Mm-hmm. But if you're not getting what you were promised, mm-hmm. hopefully that's in writing, then there might be a problem. It might be a scam. So the first thing you need to do is pick up the phone and talk to an agency like us at DFPI. If we can't help you, if we're not the right agency to report that fraud or scam, to answer questions, to be able to assist you, we will refer you to the right agency that you need to talk to. So please call us at 1-866-275-2677. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, folks, unfortunately, we have come to the end of today's conversation. We are out of time, unfortunately. I do want to thank my guests, as always, Jackie Wiley, as well as Sally Westlake with the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, for sharing all this great advice with us and all these wonderful tips to keep us safe and protected as we go about doing our investments. So I also like to invite you to our next conversation next week as we talk about financial empowerment. We'll be joined again by Jackie as well as Sally, who'll be here to answer your questions and share some great information. If you look in chat, there's some links in there where you can register for our upcoming event, as well as if you have questions that you would like us to answer in our next conversation, feel free to email them to us at conversations@aarp.org. With that, thank you very much for your time and for your comments and sharing your questions, and look forward to seeing you next week. Take care, everybody.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone. See you next week.
Mhm.